high school was a sticker shock. I knew it was going to be more expensive to homeschool high school, but I didn't realize how much the prices of everything went up. Classes, textbooks, curriculum, all of it. And if you're like me, you're always looking to cut costs where you can, but without compromising quality of the education. And this is a balance. But one easy opportunity to do this is with history. If you're already homeschooling high school or you've just looked ahead, you know that it's really easy to spend $100, $200 a subject without outside classes. But if you can spend the time to put together a curriculum, a program, you can homeschool your history for free or nearly free pretty easily. And today I have 5 different opportunities for you to do just that. Now, all of these resources today are going to be spine resources, so you can build your curriculum around it. But if you want me to share some resources that are my favorite history resources or the same topic but for other subjects, let me know down there. And the first one I'm going to share is OpenStax. OpenStax is a initiative from Rice University. The program with free college textbooks, or what started as free college ones, but now include K through 12 resources. Elizabeth has even used a couple of them in her college classes, both at the dual enrollment level and now at her 4-year school. For history, they have American history and U.S. history, or American history and world history, as well as econ and government. And they have it both at the high school level and the college level. So depending on what year you're doing it in and your students' capabilities, you have some choices there. They do have like I said, they have it all the way down to kindergarten. I haven't looked at those, so I don't have any experience with them, but if you have younger kids, you might want to go check that out as well. Now, these textbooks are online, or you can download them as PDFs, which is what we do. We downloaded them onto the iPad and put them into GoodNotes so that my students can still highlight, take notes, etc., but I don't have to actually print them out. You can also order a printed version. It was pretty inexpensive, but I forget what the cost was. So if you're looking for that option or just a more inexpensive one, you can definitely check that out as well. It includes instructor resources and student resources, as well as the text. So this is a fantastic option for almost kind of a done-for-you free history program. And OpenStax does have other subjects, including math and science, so definitely check them out. Now, staying with textbooks, there's another one called the American Yawp. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is similar to Wikipedia in that it is a collaborative text, but it's written only by college history professors. And like Wikipedia, they cite their sources. And here's a little fun 5-minute activity that I do sometimes when we are on a site like Wikipedia. I have my students pick a couple resources down at the bottom and go look at them. Who's the author? Can you tell any biases that the author might have? Does the quoted source on the Wikipedia or collaborative site match what the source says? These are all really easy ways to get students to tune into details, and what teenager isn't going to be excited if they can find a mistake that an adult made. So the American Yawp starts with Indigenous people and goes all the way through today. Now, the more recent ones obviously don't have as many details as the past ones, but it is kept current, which I really appreciate. Like OpenStax, it is online and you can download a version of it. And like OpenStax, it includes student resources as well, including discussion questions, quizzes, essay prompts. I am planning to use it with my boys in combination with U.S. History Detective, which I absolutely adore. I used it with Elizabeth. One of the benefits of putting together your own curriculum is that you can use these resources in whole or in parts, combine it with other resources to fit what your student needs. Resources like Coursera and edX, and if you are not familiar with these offer college-level programs for free. The courses are from colleges all over the world. Matthew took one last year about the violent universe from University of Australia, University of Queensland, I forget, someplace in Australia. Other college courses come from places like Harvard, MIT, University of Iceland, University of Tokyo, all kinds of options. Now, these courses are all video-based programs, self-paced. You are not going to get any evaluation material with them, so you will need to come up with your own questions or have your students write a paragraph response or a 3-paragraph response, oral discussion. There's lots of ways to evaluate what your student is learning. And I know that not all students at the high school level are ready for a college level course, but here's why I love these. Colleges are able to offer really niche topics that fit into your kids' passions. Did 7th grade Matthew follow 100% along with the Violent Universe course? No, but it fed a passion and a strong interest in him that his Real Science Odyssey astronomy course could not do. And that's not a knock on the program. Real Science Odyssey astronomy is fantastic, but most middle school kiddos don't care about the Violent Universe. That's not something they do. But for Matthew, that's an interest. And that's not a knock on Real Science Odyssey. Their astronomy level 2 is fantastic. But the Violent Universe and going deep into it is not a topic that most kids care about, right? But for Matthew, it did. And that's where these programs from Coursera and edX shine. And does it really matter if they don't understand 100% of the program, the course that they're following? Most of us are only going to capture a percentage of it as we're watching anyway, and an even smaller percentage to retain it, right? What's the harm in that? Especially if they are finding something that really interests them in a way that you may not be able to find with other resources. And this is where the beauty of homeschooling shines, because when we can dig into those favorite time periods or locations, this is how you create a homeschool that you'll all enjoy. If you've homeschooled for any length of time, you've probably heard of the Big History Project. I think I found this about a decade ago, but when I went to look at it, I could not make sense of how you take that and put it into day-to-day plans. They have adapted it since and made sections, instructions for homeschool parents, as well as for high school students, middle school students. Khan Academy even has a more simplified version of this. It's designed to go over multiple years and includes some science, so you might be able to incorporate that as well. This is definitely one to check out if you want something completely different for history. Now, you probably know the crash course videos as those super fast-paced, super engaging videos from the Green Brothers. But what you may not know is that at one time they had curriculum that went along with their U.S. history series and their world history series. They took them down at maybe 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It said they were going to revamp them, but they've not done that yet. However, I have the links because I saved them. Got those down there, so definitely check them out. Curriculum goes along with the videos. So there's videos, not every day, but some. And then there's readings and assessment questions and activities to go along with it. This is definitely one I would say for a more mature student. World history is often done in 9th grade, but I would say probably 10th or 11th for the program, honestly. Depends on your kiddo, of course. Now, if you want to know more about how I customize U.S. history for Elizabeth and the resources I used, check out the video on your screen, and I'll see you over there.